Everybody needs a little love, right? So this Valentine's Day, why not show a little love to your plants? They've had a hard winter too, after all. Our garden expert Derek Thomas with Thomas Landscapes recently talked with Sarah Simmons about what you should be doing now to help your plants get ready for seasonal changes ahead.
Well, you know, it is late winter, and it is that time of year where you're not so focusing on your outdoor plants, but you're kind of thinking about your plants on the inside. Maybe it's your inside your house that you should be thinking about. And Derek Thomas with Thomas Landscapes is here to talk to us more about that. Thank you so much for coming in.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, this is the time of year where we have those little doldrums because not much is really happening outside, but there's the hints that something's about to happen.
And our green thumb needs to do something.
We need to do something, and it may be just repotting an old plant. It may be treating yourself to a new friend, you know. And this time of year, it's a great time to go into a plant store or, you know, a nursery and check out what they've got indoors. Treat yourself to a new plant that's going to add a bit of pop. And, you know, depending on the plant that you pick out, you can absolutely, like this little Dracaena will absolutely help to add a bit of vibrancy to the indoors. You can think about things like if you want color, you can do orchids. Orchids, you know, they will rebloom for you. They're relatively easy to care for. You can think about African violets, which are fun. And even, you know, the evergreen plants like the snake plant, or even this one is called it's an agrolema, but it's a Chinese evergreen. Now, the thing about it is where a lot of people do fail with houseplants is that, you know, the care is pretty simple. There's some pretty simple things to adhere to. When you do get a new plant, if you start to see some of the lower leaves turn yellow, don't panic, because what the plant is actually doing is acclimating to your new less than perfect environment, because it's come from a greenhouse most of the times. So you want to give it some time to acclimate. What happens is people will bring it home, put it where they want it, make sure it's getting enough light, okay? Make sure
that you... Do you want direct light? Or...
Well, it depends on the plant. So go to a reputable place that's going to be able to tell you this plant will be able to live in low light. All of these plants that I brought in here are actually very, very easy to grow. But, so... you put this in that spot and it starts to lose leaves, and what a person is inclined to do is instantly move the plant to another spot.
Or add more water.
Or add more water, you know, and what that's going to do, you don't want to overwater the plant. You want to give the plant a couple of weeks to acclimate to its new surroundings. The other thing is that if you do have a saucer like this, which I highly recommend so you're not getting water all over your furniture, don't let the plant sit in that water for more than 24 hours. If the water, the excess water, is in that saucer for more than 24 hours, get rid of it, because you can sour the soil. Now,
you might want to repot.
If you do want to repot, there are specific soils. African violets like a very airy and light mixture. Houseplants like a mixture that's a little bit more dense. And your orchids, because they're true air plants, like bark and charcoal.
Oh, I've seen that in that.
And then you can use a water-soluble plant food. If you want to clean up the leaves, you can just use regular water, or this is a leaf shine that'll just give it a little bit of shine. And the other thing to keep in mind is just because a plant looks like a plant, you may have similarities. These primroses are going to do well indoors for just a week or two and then can be planted outside. The African violet, which looks very much like the primrose, will last for years indoors. And the last tip, when repotting, Sarah, if you've got a plant that's like this and you figure, oh, I'm going to save myself a little bit of time, I'm going to put it in a big pot, don't do that.
Why not? What will
you only want to go up by about 2 inches, because what putting it into a large pot like that's going to do, there won't be any roots in the base, and that soil is going to sour, and the plant will absolutely die. So just go up by the next size up. You know, don't go from small to huge. Saving yourself a couple of transplants.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's the time of year you can have some great plants indoors. And check me out on Twitter @ThomasGardenGuy.
Thank you so much, Derek.
Thanks, Sarah.
All right, back to you.
All right, this weekend, your family can celebrate Family Engineering Day.